Good evening. It's Facebook Love number 311. That's kind of nuts. It's a bit of an anniversary, technically yesterday, of the beginning of this entire series of videos. I began reading the poems as an experiment the Thursday after we started shutdown in America. So I want to read a poem I wrote on this day, the 20th of March, 2020, and also something from a collection of poems that I got for Christmas that I'm exploring. So I have a new poet and an original. I'll start with the original. This piece is called Shelter in Place. We tie on our shoes, hats pulled over ears to trek in the slanted morning light, pale gold as it is in this early springtime. I remark on the daffodil's height, the yellow or lilac crocus and snowdrops rising from the ground, cover block after block, impervious to the contagion we avoid. Dogs and their solitary humans pass to wave and ask, "How are you?" A safe parkway distant. We smile, but it's less than we want to say. Midwestern polite, each soul we see shies from saying more. My husband wonders aloud, what will our life be like after? How will things change? Will they? This week passed like underwater running, effortful, heartbeatful, with little progress. I woke grateful for our warm, beautiful space, for my man and my son, for our kindness, patient with each other, though we all hear the buzz. Our worries like a mosquito we can't locate, whining in our ears, like a tsunami coming. But how large? How far inland should we run to stay safe? I was housebound twice, age 10, a year bracketed with walking pneumonia and chicken pox. How strange it was, my friends passing classwork at the screen door slamming, that odd man out feeling, missing school days of playground drama. Keeping social distance now as we must. We are bicycle wheel spokes, holding apart, spinning in sync as they do, never touching, striving at once. Pedal, 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 to our shared destination on our rotating planet. Shelter in Place, an original 3 years old today. I remember what that felt like, those first several days, just wondering, not knowing, were we going home for 2 weeks? Were we going home for a month? What was going to happen? Plus all the scrambling, moving my office into this room, working through screens and phones. Most of the public verbiage around it all was that we were just going to be home for a few weeks, but I had been watching friends of mine in Europe, and it sure didn't look like a couple weeks. It looked like something was terrible and that it was coming our way. So I had terrible anxiety, which I kept trying not to deal with. Little did we know. Okay, this is a new one for me. It's titled, All My Friends Are Finding New Beliefs by Wiman. All my friends are finding new beliefs. This one converts to Catholicism, and this one to trees. In a highly literary and hitherto religiously indifferent Jew, God womps on like a genetic generator. Paleo, keto, zone, South Beach, bourbon. Exercise regimens so extreme, she merges with machine. One man marries a woman 20 years younger, and twice, in one brunch, uses the word verdant. Another's brick-fisted belligerence gentles into dementia, and one, after a decade of finical feints and teases like a sandpiper at the edge of the sea, decides to die. Priesthoods and beasthoods, sombres and glees, high-styled renunciations and avocations of dirt, sobrieties, satieties, pilgrimages to the very bowels of being. All my friends are finding new beliefs. And I am finding it harder and harder to keep track of the new gods and the new loves, and the old gods and the old loves. And the days have daggers, and the mirrors motives, and the planets turning faster and faster in the blackness, and my nights and my doubts and my friends, my beautiful, credible friends. All my friends are finding new beliefs by Christian Wiman. I found that in a collection called Poetry Unbound by Padraig O'Tuama. If I'm saying his name right, it's Irish and I'm terrible at that. Here's the cover, backwards. I find myself reading more poems because I'm writing more. And I'm working on my book. You can check out my Patreon page if you're interested in that. I'll put the link in the comments. And my YouTube channel is getting longer and longer. It's up to, I think, 235, and today was 311, so we should catch up pretty soon. So if you're interested in those projects, you can check that stuff out. And this is Facebook Love, and I'll see you again.